70 brutal life lessons you must learn before it's too late. The first brutal lesson life hands you is this: nobody is coming to save you. Not your parents, not your friends, not the boss who smiles when you perform. You are the captain of your ship, alone at sea when the storms hit. Like Abraham Lincoln, who taught himself law by candlelight. You must light your own path when darkness comes. Waiting for rescue wastes the only thing you can never earn back: time. Second, success doesn't reward the dreamers. It rewards the executors. Edison didn't invent the light bulb because he believed in ideas. He succeeded because he experimented 1,000 times without quitting. Dreaming without action is like planting seeds in barren soil. Your intentions mean nothing until your hands are dirty from doing. The third lesson is harder to accept: you will be misunderstood. Look at Galileo, who was thrown into prison for revealing truths the world wasn't ready to hear. If you need validation to move forward, you'll never break through the gravity of mediocrity. You must build a soul so resilient that misunderstanding feels like a passing breeze, not a hurricane. Fourth, you cannot negotiate with time. Every second you waste is a second you can't buy back, no matter how rich you become. Carnegie understood this. He bought businesses but could never purchase an extra hour of life. So if you are delaying your dreams, know this: you are paying with the only currency that matters. Fifth, most people won't applaud your efforts. They'll doubt you, criticize you, or worse, ignore you. It doesn't matter. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination before he built an empire. If he had listened, the world would never have known the magic. Move forward not because they cheer you on, but because you refuse to settle. Sixth, you must be willing to be bad before you're good. Excellence is born in the ugly stages of trying, failing, and fumbling. Michael Jordan didn't make the varsity team the first time he tried. Neither will you succeed immediately. But he practiced with blood in his shoes and fire in his chest until greatness had no choice but to surrender to him. Seventh, protecting your energy is not selfish, it's survival. Think of your energy like gold in a vault. Would you let every beggar who knocked at your door walk off with your fortune? Then why do you let time wasters, complainers, and doubters steal your attention and drain your spirit? Eighth, your biggest enemy lives inside your own mind. Rockefeller built his fortune not because the world made it easy, but because he mastered the war inside himself. Your fears, doubts, and excuses are traitors in your castle. Evict them ruthlessly or prepare to watch your kingdom crumble from within. Ninth, failure is not your foe. Comfort is. Henry Ford failed multiple businesses before he succeeded, but he never let the comfort of excuses seduce him. He understood that discomfort is the only real tutor in life. Stay too comfortable, and you'll rot in a life smaller than your soul was built to endure. 10th, not every opportunity deserves your yes. Every time you say yes to something meaningless, you say no to your destiny. Remember that Steve Jobs built Apple by saying no to 1,000 distractions so he could say yes to the few things that truly mattered. The 11th brutal truth is that resilience is a muscle. If you don't work it, it weakens. Life will punch you in the gut without warning. If you fold every time it hurts, you're training yourself to stay down. Stand back up, bloodied if you must, because every comeback writes your story louder than your falls ever could. 12th, relationships are mirrors, not bandages. If you seek someone else to complete you, you'll only find broken reflections. Complete yourself first. Become the kind of person who doesn't need love to feel worthy. And ironically, That's when the right kind of love will find you. 13th, envy poisons ambition. Comparing your journey to another's highlight reel is a trap. Churchill faced ridicule for years before he became Britain's lion. No one broadcasted his losses, his loneliness, or his sleepless nights. Greatness looks easy only in hindsight. Run your own race. Compare only to who you were yesterday. 14th, your habits predict your future more accurately than your hopes. It wasn't luck that built Carnegie's empire. It was grueling, repetitive, often boring discipline. What you do daily will either build your dream or bury it. There is no neutral ground. 15th, forgiveness frees you, not them. Holding grudges is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Set yourself free. Move forward without the dead weight of resentment dragging behind you like an anchor. 16th, you are either growing or decaying. There is no standing still. Disney didn't build Disneyland by coasting. He kept pushing the frontier of imagination. Every day you choose not to evolve is a day closer to irrelevance. Stay sharp. Stay hungry. 17th, nobody cares about your excuses. The market doesn't reward good intentions. It rewards results. If you fail, own it. If you succeed, keep building. Whining only wastes energy that could have been spent winning. 18th, health is your first wealth. Rockefeller, the wealthiest man of his era, spent millions trying to preserve his health. Once he realized too late that money couldn't reverse bad habits. Guard your body like a sacred temple. If it falls, your empire follows. 19th, money doesn't change you, it reveals you. If you're undisciplined when you're broke, riches will amplify the chaos. If you're generous and wise, wealth will be your ally. Prepare your character now for the abundance you seek later. 20th, doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. Edison didn't fear failing 999 times. He feared not trying one more time. Believe in your power long enough to let the results catch up. Patience paired with action is the formula for victory. 21st, mastery is a lifetime vow. You don't master skills by dabbling. Carnegie didn't casually build his steel empire between hobbies. True mastery demands sacrifice, obsession, and relentless iteration until you become the inevitable winner in a world of half-hearted attempts. 22nd, success demands loneliness. Not forever, but often enough that the quiet becomes your forge. It was in solitude that Lincoln crafted his greatest speeches, in reflection that Da Vinci dreamed of machines that would defy gravity. If you can't be alone with your thoughts, you'll never hear the whisper of destiny calling your name. 23rd, your mind will either be your prison or your palace. Every thought you allow builds walls or windows. If you dwell on scarcity, fear, anger, you brick yourself into mediocrity. If you cultivate gratitude, resilience, and hunger, you unlock the gates to a life few even dare to imagine. 24th, there is no such thing as neutral influence. Every book you read, every person you spend time with, every piece of media you consume, they are either sharpening you or dulling your edge. Choose carefully. Every moment you are either rising or rusting. 25th, your pain is either punishment or power. Carnegie lost his father early, forcing him into brutal labor as a child. He could have used that pain as a life sentence. Instead, he turned it into rocket fuel, launching himself into the stratosphere of history. What you suffer can crush you or crown you. You decide. 26th, Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Ford didn't become a pioneer by chasing every shiny object. He focused relentlessly on building something the world didn't yet believe was possible. Every shortcut you take today is a tax you will pay in full tomorrow. Choose your sacrifices wisely. 27th, emotions are valid, but they are terrible masters. Anger, fear, excitement, they can spark you into motion or into destruction. Lincoln was known for writing angry letters and never sending them. He knew mastery wasn't silencing emotion, but riding it like a skilled rider controls a wild horse. Firm hands, clear eyes, unshakable aim. 28th, there are no final victories. Success is rented, not owned, and the rent is due every day. Rockefeller's battles didn't end when he made his first million, nor when he dominated oil. New challenges rose like waves against his ship. Stay ready. Celebrate victories, but never stop preparing for the next storm. 29th, loyalty is proven in the shadows, not under the spotlight. The people who stay when you have nothing, when you fail, when you embarrass yourself, are the ones worth bleeding for. Choose your inner circle the way a king chooses his generals, by trial, not by words. 30th, your reputation is built in whispers and destroyed in screams. Disney faced financial ruin because one partner betrayed him. Guard your integrity as fiercely as your ambitions. One careless moment can erase years of labor. Be so rooted in character that even your enemies speak of your honor when you're not in the room. 31st, life rewards the persistent, not the perfect. Edison failed more times than most people ever tried. Perfectionism is fear in disguise. It tells you to wait until everything is certain, and in that waiting, your dreams rot. Show up imperfect, fail loudly, rise anyway. 32nd, your destiny is written not in grand moments, but in tiny, invisible choices. It wasn't one giant leap that made Neil Armstrong a legend. It was thousands of unseen hours, mistakes, recalculations, and grit. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you chisel another letter into your future greatness. 33rd, stop seeking closure from those who hurt you. Not everyone who wounds you has the capacity to heal you. Carnegie didn't wait for the world to apologize for his hardships. He built so powerfully that the world had to respect him. The best revenge is massive, undeniable success. 34th, small minds discuss people, great minds discuss ideas. Surround yourself with those who talk about visions, solutions, and futures. If your conversations are filled with gossip, complaints, and envy, you're poisoning your potential by association. Upgrade your circle or prepare to downgrade your dreams. 35th, regret weighs tons, discipline weighs ounces. The pain of pushing yourself now is a tiny price compared to the agony of looking back, knowing you traded your life away for comfort. When you feel tempted to quit, ask yourself, will this be a story of triumph or of betrayal? 36th, you cannot change what you refuse to confront. Disney didn't wish his obstacles away. He faced bankruptcy, criticism, and skepticism head-on. Running from problems feeds them. Facing them shrinks them. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's the choice to act despite it. 37th, protect your dreams like sacred fire. Share them only with those who have earned the right to hear them. Even Martin Luther King Jr. faced betrayal from within his own ranks. Trust carefully. Guard the blueprints of your future from those who cannot even build their own. 38th, Patience isn't passive. It's active resistance against the easy urge to give up. Carnegie's first investments didn't yield overnight. Rockefeller's oil empire took years to shape. Real patience is working relentlessly while trusting that results will come, even when you see nothing but darkness. 39th, don't expect fairness. Expect reality. Ford faced vicious competitors who played dirty. He didn't waste time crying about injustice, he outworked them. Life isn't fair. It's rigged in favor of the relentless. Play smart, play hard, but never play the victim. 40th, you teach people how to treat you. If you allow disrespect, you invite it. If you tolerate mediocrity, you endorse it. Carnegie's rise wasn't just ambition, it was his unflinching standard of excellence. Raise your standards, and the world will be forced to meet you there or get out of your way. 41st, don't wait for motivation. Motivation is fleeting, like lightning in a storm. Discipline is the mountain that weathers every season. Edison didn't wait to feel inspired before inventing. He worked. And somewhere in the work, greatness was born. Action creates momentum. Momentum feeds motivation. Never the other way around. 42nd, pride without humility is a ticking bomb. Success can inflate the ego faster than a balloon in a hurricane. Rockefeller stayed grounded by remembering where he came from. Never let your victories blind you to the truth that you're always one mistake away from starting over. 43rd, your self-talk is your script for life. Talk like a failure, live like one, talk like a warrior, and even your wounds will become medals. Lincoln whispered strength to himself before leading a divided nation. Be the author of a voice inside you that speaks victory, even when reality screams defeat. 44th, adversity reveals true strength. Smooth seas never made strong sailors. It was in hardship, loneliness, and near ruin that every great figure in history was forged. Welcome the tests. Welcome the fire. Know that every time life bends you, it's giving you a choice: break or become unbreakable. 45th, comfort zones are coffins. Rockefeller never expanded by staying where he was safe. Ford didn't revolutionize transportation by improving horses. Growth lives on the other side of fear. If you're too comfortable, you're dying slowly, safely, without even realizing it. 46th, forgive yourself or stay chained. Self-blame is a prison where your future is locked away. Carnegie could have cursed himself for every bad investment, but he chose to learn, not to loathe. Extract the wisdom from your mistakes, then let them go like stones thrown into the sea. 47th, character is destiny, not talent, not luck. Character. It is your unseen choices when no one is watching that sculpt the foundation beneath every great life. Build yourself in silence so that when the storms come, you do not crumble, you conquer. 48th, consistency beats intensity. Anyone can sprint for a day, but Ford built an empire brick by brick, day after day, without applause. Your future belongs not to the one who shines brightest once, but to the one who refuses to burn out. 49th, everything costs something. Every yes to comfort is a no to growth. Every yes to distraction is a no to mastery. You are always trading something. Be conscious of your exchanges, because your future self will live in the house you are building today, brick by invisible brick. 50th, nobody can want it for you. Not your parents, not your mentors, not your heroes. You must want your own greatness more than anyone else. You must want it enough to bleed, to fall, to crawl when your legs give out. Your desire must be a bonfire no one else can extinguish. 51st. Beware of the easy path. It leads to crowded mediocrity. Rockefeller chose the difficult routes, breaking monopolies, facing governments, enduring lawsuits, because he knew easy victories produce weak warriors. If the road ahead looks smooth and effortless, you're probably headed in the wrong direction. Choose the mountain, not the meadow. 52nd. The world only remembers results. Carnegie's kindness, his humility, even his failures are footnotes compared to the steel empire he built. You can be the most well-intentioned, kind-hearted dreamer in the world, but history honors what you finish, not what you almost started. Finish. Deliver. Cement your legacy in stone. 53rd. Your environment either elevates you or erodes you. Like an oak cannot grow in toxic soil, your mind cannot thrive in negativity. Disney didn't build his dreams in rooms full of cynics. He surrounded himself with believers, creators, warriors of imagination. Curate your environment like your life depends on it, because it does. 54th. Wealth is built in the mind before it manifests in the world. Carnegie saw himself rich long before a dollar ever touched his hands. Ford envisioned a motorized world before the roads were even paved. What you visualize consistently, with relentless faith, you pull into your orbit. Dream wildly, then work methodically. 55th. Fear is a compass, not a stop sign. Every time fear rises, it signals where you must go. Edison didn't shy away from the unknown. He sprinted toward it, torch in hand, lighting a path through darkness. Fear points to the door of growth. Kick it open. 56th. Discipline your desires or they will discipline you. Instant gratification robs you blind. Ford's Model T wasn't built because he sought quick applause. It was built because he endured the slow, agonizing process of mastery. Sacrifice the fleeting pleasures now so you can enjoy the enduring victories later. 57th. Comfort lies to you. It whispers that tomorrow is guaranteed, that you have time to waste, that staying still is safe. But Carnegie knew comfort is the silent killer of dreams. Growth is violent, uncomfortable, and raw. If you are not uncomfortable daily, you are not growing, you are decaying. 58th. Success demands clarity. Edison didn't stumble blindly into invention. He held a vision so clear that even failures couldn't cloud it. Wandering aimlessly and hoping for greatness is like setting sail with no map, no stars, and no will to find land. See it, speak it, build it. 59th. Nobody owes you understanding. Lincoln made enemies on every side, north, south, friend and foe, because he stood firm for what was right. If you expect the world to understand your dreams, you are setting yourself up for heartbreak. Be willing to be misunderstood. Walk alone if you must. 60th. Celebrate others without envy. Rockefeller didn't destroy every competitor out of bitterness. He absorbed what he could, learned, adapted, and expanded. Envy is wasted energy. Admire greatness wherever you see it. Learn from it. Then build something even greater with your own hands. 61st. Small disciplines compound into colossal victories. Ford's assembly line wasn't a revolution built overnight. It was the refinement of countless tiny efficiencies. Every tiny decision you make today to study, to exercise, to work is a brick in your empire. Lay them carefully. Lay them daily. 62nd. Leadership means bearing the burden without showing the cracks. Lincoln carried the weight of a fractured nation on his back, but he never let the people see him break. If you aspire to lead, learn this: your strength must be greater than your storms. Your calm must be deeper than your chaos. 63rd. The first betrayal you must guard against is self-betrayal. Breaking promises to yourself corrodes your self-respect. Carnegie kept his word to himself before he ever made promises to others. Honor your own goals as sacred contract. If you cannot trust yourself, no one else can. 64th. Every mentor is temporary. Ford learned from Edison, but eventually he had to forge his own road. Learn from giants, but don't build shrines to them. One day, you must become your own giant. Stand on their shoulders, then climb higher still. 65th. Your comfort zone has a voice. It sounds exactly like reason, caution, and common sense. It will tell you to stay safe, to move slowly, to wait for the perfect time. Understand this: that voice is lying to you. Boldness built every empire. Boldness made every breakthrough. 66th. Patience is not laziness. Carnegie waited years for investments to bloom. Disney spent decades refining his visions. Patience is not the absence of work. It is faith forged through action. Work relentlessly while waiting fiercely. Build every day as if success is inevitable, because it will be if you refuse to quit. 67th. Greatness is lonely at first. Friends will fall away. Lovers may not understand. Critics will multiply. It's not punishment, it's proof. Ford didn't have a cheering crowd when he toiled away on engines. Those who endure the loneliness earn the roar of the crowd later. 68th. Suffering is sacred. Every wound can either be a reason to quit or a reason to rise. Lincoln's failures carved his soul into steel. Every tear you shed, every betrayal you survive, every hardship you endure, they are not curses. They are the chisels that sculpt your masterpiece. 69th. Death is the final deadline. Rockefeller, Carnegie, Disney, Lincoln, all titans, all mortal. Every breath you take is a deposit from an account that will one day hit zero. Spend it wisely. Build something that echoes beyond your heartbeat. Leave fingerprints on eternity. 70th. The ultimate betrayal is wasting your potential. You were not born to merely survive. You were not born to blend in, to conform, to play small so others feel comfortable. You were born to carve your initials into the bedrock of history. Live accordingly. Start today, not tomorrow. Today.